Welcome to another week of the Community Podcast, bringing you the latest in pop culture, politics, social issues, and everything in between. With your hosts, Trent, Anya, and Ramesh. And this week's special guest, our political correspondent, Nadia. Make sure to check us out on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, and anywhere that you find a podcast. Let's get started. All right, so welcome to a special episode of The Community. This has been one hell of a week, and I don't use the word hell loosely. So on Tuesday, the United States of America held their 2020 presidential election. Typically, when the election occurs on a Tuesday day, by Tuesday night, midnight the latest, we know who the president of the United States of America is. Well, 2020 reared its ugly head and said, nope, not this year.
Nope.
So we had to wait till Wednesday, and then Thursday, and then Friday. And finally, Saturday, we got the results that not only the US, but the entire world has been waiting for. Joe Biden is officially the 46th president-elect of the United States of America. So before we even touch on the great news of Joe being crowned the president, let's go through this process.
Okay.
So Tuesday, election day. In the heat of it all, Mr. Donald Trump decides to hold a press conference stating, you know what? We've already won. You can stop counting the ballots. It doesn't matter. We have won.
Stop calling the people vote. Oh my God.
Stop. These mail-in ballots are lies. Yes, we send them to you months in advance so that you can do this, but we don't want them anymore. If you didn't stand in line, your vote does not matter to me. That's what I heard. Do you think that Donald Trump completely lost his mind during this last few days of this election process?
I think so, but I think he was actually in denial. I think he didn't possibly believe that he was going to lose, which is pretty scary for a leader because it's like you need to have some sense of reality. But I guess not. That's just me.
You know, I honestly can't say he lost his mind. His mind is just the way it is. He hasn't lost a thing. He's very smart. He has manipulated his party and people who support him for the past 8 months throughout this whole coronavirus thing. So why not manipulate them again? Why not use this election, use my loss to manipulate them into believing that I did not lose, really. I was robbed.
See,
good tactic.
Man, he was robbed.
It's difficult for me to believe that because this man is supposed to be a billion-dollar empire, a mogul, and you're telling me that you can't accept defeat?
That's good business. That's what billionaires
Is it
do.
though? Like, would you go into business with someone who,
They
if you see
manipulate
something
their
going,
customers.
no,
That's what they do. He's really good at manipulating the people who support him.
no, that for me, it was when a ship was sinking, it was just like, I ain't taking the blame for this. I gotta blame everybody else around me. That's not somebody I want to go into business with.
Exactly.
As a businessman, that's your mentality. Like, you're literally blaming the people you want to vote you in. Like, how dare you count these ballots? I am the president. Like, what? Like, no, you've lost. Like, it's done. Like, I will say, up until Tuesday night, it was still a little shaky. because you just honestly didn't know. You didn't know where it was
Well,
going.
did we not really know though? Did we not really know?
We didn't.
Because
Even though Joe had like 240, Trump had, at that point, he had Georgia, Pennsylvania, and I think Arizona.
They flipped.
Bit by bit. So they wasn't even the light red. There was a good hue of red.
Nevada took their time.
Nevada is still counting. Nevada is not in it yet. It is going on Sunday. We're recording this immediately after we found out the results, okay? It is going on Sunday, and Nevada is just like, ooh, Cirque du Soleil is playing tonight. I'm coming back. Like, let me catch this show, and I'm going to be back. Ooh, the clubs are open. Way to go. Like, they are not
Nevada is like, this is their birthday party. This is their 50th birthday party, and they are 5 hours late, and they okay with that. And when people calling them to be like, hey, where you at? Da-da-da. They're like, yo, it's my birthday.
They are tired counting. They
have you all seen the videos?
They've been working hard. They are in a pandemic. It's a huge state. I didn't realize how big Nevada was.
Yeah. But
yeah. Like, see, a lot of persons just think it's fucking they just think it's all under Vegas. It's way more than that.
Yeah.
But you know why? Okay. When he held that press conference, he knew that he lost. Reason being is because he has been selling to the people that listen to him, his victims, I call them, that Corona is a hoax, okay? Most Democrats, most of the mail-in ballots that are coming in are going to be Democrats because they are taking precautionary steps to social distance. So he knew his Republican people were going in person to cast their ballot. And he knew that those...
No, he didn't. He told them to do that.
Right. So it was a strategy trend. Because
exactly.
But what I think he thought was that mail-in ballots would have been counted and that tally would have been given in the early stages so that he could tell persons' votes were those who voted that day. What happened is they tallied who came in and then they started opening their mail-in ballots. And that's when the world started to crumble for him.
Crumble.
Yeah, it literally fell apart. He did a press conference on Thursday. And when he was done, you could see that he was defeated. Like, that's when I realized he acknowledged I lost. Because he walked down from there like...
Praise God.
But he and his other running mate, I think that's what not his running mate, but someone else who ran in this election. Both of them said, both of them have already announced that they will be running again for president of the United States in 2024.
Who?
Let me tell y'all something right now, okay?
Wait, who announced that? Sorry.
You have to admire the resilience. You have to admire the resilience.
Kim Kardashian West herself liked a comment for someone who voted for Mr. Joe Biden. Kanye, in your own home, why can't you understand that this ain't a thing? We already did 4 years of celebrity. We already done it.
Oh, Kanye, okay.
We've done it. We don't need you or Donnie back
to have a mental breakdown at that.
Can you imagine him having a manic episode in the White House?
Can you imagine him having
Oh my gosh. Because we already dealt with Donald Trump and his Twitter fingers. Kanye on Twitter as the president? Embarrassment.
It would be a total...
At least he wouldn't be as heartless as Trump.
Language.
Do you think so? I watched an interview of Kanye where a paparazzi was like, oh my gosh, Kanye, like your shoes. And Kanye went up to him. Don't you ever talk to me. Don't talk to anybody that I know. This is the last time that you will ever do an interview. And he walked off. I was like, what the hell is this? This is your job. Yes, I know that paparazzi bombard you. But at the same time, if you want press, if you want to be the president, you're going to be asked questions. You can't go in the press room and be like, so President Kanye, what are we going to do with South Korea? Don't ask me these questions again. Thank you so much. Good night. No. So him and Donald Trump with their bid for 2024. I don't know who Donald Trump think he's running for in 2024 because the Republican Party is done. They are finished with him.
And the thing is, it's not that they don't like Donald Trump. You know, I think it's just more so they understood that he's like bad for business. Mm-hmm. That's it.
Exactly.
Someone else who
Minnis ain't as bad as he is, but Minnis too. Like F&M is done with Minnis, but he look like he getting it. Well.
I feel honestly,
all two of them need to enroll in some people person classes or something, some interpersonal skills classes or something.
Before you continue, Trent.
Jeez, man.
As much as I am happy that Joe Biden won, I feel like it's the same thing where it was the lesser of the two evils. Because Joe Biden isn't a standout stellar candidate. He just is the better of the two.
Fact, not to mention, I'm not certain, God forbid,
Americans would have voted for him before they vote for Trump again.
Possibly crops out during
I'm not confident. I don't know how confident America is in Kamala as well. They love it that she's a black woman. She's black and a woman. You know, they love the combination.
They would take Olivia Pope. They would take Olivia Pope.
But
I would vote for Annalise. She would cover up anything. What is it?
Honestly, Annalise and Olivia Pope running the White House, America would have no problems.
None. Zero. They can run the Bahamas. I actually prefer Kamala over Biden.
You think so?
I have more faith in Kamala than I do Biden.
I feel like she sticks to what her views and opinions are more than he does. He tends to wish and wash when he's ready, and I feel like she's been steady on what her stance is for everything. However, what her stance is for everything isn't necessarily the best. So it's like I said, that's once again the lesser of the two evils. Like in the last few elections from after our forever president left the White House, I just don't feel like the candidates put forth have been the best.
They really weren't.
Really, I mean, we weren't ready for another Clinton administration.
I like Bill though. Bill was my favorite one.
We liked Bill, but Bill was filled with scandals. That's what tarnished a bit his legacy.
The last really good candidate.
Hillary is jilted. She will always be known as the jilted, wife.
Yikes.
Yeah. Go try and tell.
Last really good or somewhat good candidate to run beside Obama was McLean. Somewhat.
Okay.
I can
see.
He was a good Republican candidate for what the Republican stands for, what that party stands for. He was a good candidate for them. I can give you that. But one other person who is ready to leave this White House. Her bags have been packed from 2 years ago. Melania, I don't even think Melania is in the United States of America at this point. This is like, listen.
Where's she from again?
Slovenia or something, somewhere over in.
I don't know. Actually,
she's from Ecuador. I don't know.
No. She's somewhere in that European Russian area, somewhere up there. She is over that man.
She over that whole position, okay?
It ain't the position, Trent. I really don't think it was her being the first lady. I don't know if him being in the limelight so much more.
That's what it is.
Perpetuated just how horrible of a husband he was to her.
Right.
Or if she was just always unhappy and because she was in the forefront, we just didn't notice. But sis is, if it wasn't for Byron, what's his name, right? Byron.
The little boy, right?
If it wasn't for him.
Byron. I think it's Byron.
If it wasn't for Byron, I think sis would have cut her losses. She just would have been like, listen, I could find another billionaire somewhere to get my money from because this ain't it.
I think she didn't mind dealing with Trump, but she didn't expect to deal with him as a president. That's a little too much for her.
That's because I disagree with that because I think that realistically, when she dealt with Trump, she dealt with him as a businessman. He was always away on business.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing with the presidency. He was
Mm-hmm.
always busy with the presidency. So I don't think it's that. I just think she realized when he had a certain amount of power.
Accurate.
Like it's like, oh, this homie really is the devil. Like this a lot.
It's
like,
a difference for you being in power for your company. It's like,
and
oh, he got a little glow. Right. You have a little glow, but now you feel like you run things. Ooh.
You know what?
I don't like this color on you.
I can't
this
give
oranging. Cutting it for me no more.
Yeah. I can't give an accurate judgment on her because I've never heard her speak authentically. Like every time I heard her speak, it was some type of script that she was told us. So I can't give an authentic judgment on her.
But that's our point. That's what she,
she signed up for.
Yeah.
But it will always be scripted because English isn't her language, then. It will always be.
Right. She has to.
And I love these Americas.
She does an okay job.
No, Trent. Oh my gosh. I don't
doesn't
agree.
Speak English.
I don't agree.
Trent,
people can be rehearsed, you know. Being a robot is very easy.
What good job does she do?
I mean, for someone who doesn't speak English well, for someone who doesn't want to be in that position, she does a good job for her market.
Speaking and comprehending are two different things.
But hold on, what is her market? Melania literally
Trump's victims that listen to them.
Not done anything
as a first lady.
As a first lady.
Wait,
Michelle did countless acts.
Used to be on Nickelodeon, Disney.
That's a job, you know. That is an actual job. She's supposed to do things.
That's the first lady I ever see do that.
But then again, her husband wasn't accepting the salary, so technically they weren't paid for the jobs that they held.
So he could use that salary to pay his taxes.
$720.
Y'all thought it was a game. He had to let y'all know. Let's be clear. We just make more money with our hotels. We don't need this.
So what do you guys think is going to happen?
As much as y'all hate me still.
So moving forward, what do you guys think is going to happen
for the
due to the results of the presidential election in terms of all the radical white supremacists and
I think that was all just talk. I think that was talk. I mean, I don't know. I could be wrong. I hope.
I feel like.
Do you think they're gonna find more black bodies hanging in trees, like they've been finding these past 8 months?
I feel like persons that are really left wing will step out more. Like they're going to inauguration. I definitely feel it's going to be a problem. I don't feel like that's going to be a smooth process. They already stated that they have increased the secret security on Joe Biden.
Kamala,
and because they know. But a question that I had, because I really want to know, I really don't know. Please let me know if you do. Where does the vice president stay?
Oh, I don't know. I think they have their own. They obviously have their own house
or quarters or something.
No. They don't stay in the White House.
Let's Google it. You know.
Yeah.
They don't stay in the White House though. I know that they don't stay there. The White House is specifically for the president. Right? They don't stay in the White House. So you watch Tyler Perry's The Oval, you will see that the VP does not stay
at that place.
So just putting that out there.
What does Goggle tell us, Trent?
Yeah.
It says, number 1, Observatory Circle is the official residence of the Vice President of the United States, located on the northeast grounds of the U.S. Naval Observatory in Washington.
Okay, that's not too far from the White House. It's not too far from the White House.
I was going to say, where is that? Because I don't know where
Okay,
yeah.
Washington.
But Ramesh clearly is well-traveled and knows exactly. I've not been to Washington yet, so I'm not aware. So kudos to you.
It's 100% as touristy as you feel like it will be. Like you go on the tours and then they have the people with the map and like, to your right is the White House. Oh my gosh, I didn't notice the big white building next to me. Thank you so much for letting me know.
The last Capitol Bay Street.
You're ungrateful is what you are.
But
You're ungrateful.
so yeah, best of luck to those two. I do hope that they can bring a lot of reforms to a lot of things that would have spiraled in the last presidency. I hope that they are able to fulfill a lot of the things that they campaigned for. And hopefully they can get America under control with this coronavirus. They claim that they care about the health and safety of America. Let's see if things are bad in January, if lockdowns and stipulations will be put in place, if mandatory masks will happen. You know, yes, we go through these campaigns to win the seat and win the election, but will they actually execute?
Time to do the
I
work.
actually think they're going to hold them to the fire, though.
They have to.
They're going to hold them. They're going to, while this has been the most turned out in terms of voting for this election, it's also going to be the most watched presidency. So I think they're going to hold them to the fire with things that they do, things that they say. It's going to be a tough one. Like,
who do you think is going to be most criticized, though, Biden or Kamala?
Kamala. She's a woman. She is the first female vice president.
And she's black.
Definitely.
And she's a woman of color.
A higher standard.
I feel like she has 2 strikes against her.
She does. She's a woman and she's black. But the reason that they're going to come for her, and they're not going to come for her out in public, she's going to get it more so in those closed door meetings when he looks to her for advice and she tries to give it. And persons who have been there long, like, you know, your persons who are in the military and stuff like that, you know, they just have those random seats. Those are going to be the persons that are kind of like, are we really listening to this? Like, she has absolutely no idea.
Right, Mr. President, do you agree? Like, no, I just said what I had to say. I have power too. I just told you X is Y and Y is Z.
Right. She's gonna have those kind of conversations.
Yeah, but
she's not gonna get it in the public, and the reason she won't is because when you think about it, they don't really do much in the public. Like, we just know Joe to be Obama's sidekick, and a cool one at that.
Smiley, Mr.
That was it. So it's in the back, in those closed door meetings that we don't have privy to, where, you know, I mean, and you never know. He may actually empower her more. Maybe she comes out and she speaks during the press conferences and stuff like that. Like, we never know. Maybe it'll be some sort of change that happens. So, yeah.
Well,
I wish him all the best, though.
She's gonna bring out the best in him, but she's gonna be challenged.
Well, you know, us black women do that. You know, kings are only made with queens behind them. Let's be clear.
I do agree, and I fully support that statement. I truly
Miles
do.
Monroe said it best. Whatever you give a woman, she will multiply. She receives it and multiplies it. You can never get it back the same way you give it to her.
One group of people.
Ended on that note.
I think he's meaning a Bahamian woman.
Anyway, like I said, it's been a crazy week. Finally came to an end. So, congratulations once again, President-elect Joe, Vice President-elect Kamala. We wish you all the best. We hope all the best for you.
God bless you.
And yeah. Thank you for tuning into this special episode of The Community. We'd like to officially bid farewell to our co-host, Nadia. She has a lot of exciting ventures in store, so she isn't able to be with us every week, but that doesn't mean that she won't pop in from time to time.
Yes.
But we just wanted to thank you for joining us on this week's episode. Make sure to tune in for more important and exciting updates. Thanks for watching this week and have a great time.
Bye.